How Ren was a disgusting broke orphan loser, who was hired by God to protect the universe from getting destroyed. Until one day, he met an invincible wolf that maxed out all of his stats and made him the most overpowered man alive. After losing his parents because of their gambling addiction, he spent all of their life savings on lottery tickets. And even though he was the valedictorian of his college, he was still jobless, sleeps all day in the park and never showers. But he still somehow expects to become a millionaire and date the hottest girl, so he continues losing all his money in crypto rug pulls. A few hours later, a hot girl woke him up, saying that she was lost and showed Ren a map of the place she was trying to get to. However, Ren was shocked after seeing her destination was actually his house, so she revealed that she was looking for a sus place to live in. Just then, his two brain cells clicked, and he remembered that he was going to rent some rooms in his house to make some money. Ren told her that he was the owner of the house, so they began going there together, and while on the bus, the girl introduced herself as Lily. Before long, they arrived at Ren's hometown, and they continued to walk until Ren saw Lily's cat ears. But they disappeared immediately, so he thought he was just hallucinating. But when Lily saw the bats that surrounded them, she told Ren that he should go home fast, and forced him to run away from there. Yet it was only a few moments later when the bats reappeared, so Lily decided to transform into her true form. Ren was shocked when he saw that she was a wolf girl, but Lily pushed him away when a female vampire attacked, and both of them started fighting. When the vampire flew away, it suddenly disappeared, and Lily immediately realized that it had gone to Ren. But as the vampire approached Ren, Lily quickly ran towards them and picked up the stone bricks to throw them at the vampire. Once her strikes landed, the vampire immediately disappeared, so Lily returned to her human form and decided not to go with Ren to his house for his safety. But as she walked away, Ren chased after her because he was worried about her, and told her to sleep at his house for her safety as well. The very next day, Ren suddenly woke up because of Lily's scream and went to see her right away. But it turned out that she was afraid of Ren's cat named Rolly, so Ren showed her that his pet was harmless. However, Lily said that there was a problem with the TV, but when he opened the curtain, they saw hundreds of bats outside, so Lily immediately transformed after she saw them. Ren immediately closed the curtain, but the bats broke through the window and transformed into the vampire girl from last night, and she took Ren as hostage. However, as the girls started fighting once again, Ren screamed at them to stop their fight as it broke his furniture. While the two of them argued, the vampire's stomach suddenly growled, so Ren prepared something to eat for them, and the vampire girl introduced herself as Vivian, and she revealed that she was planning on renting the room in his house as well. However, Ren realized that he could be the one scamming them instead of being the one that always gets scammed, so he allowed them to stay by forcing them to pay double the rent. However, both of them were against living with each other, but when Lily destroyed the table, so Ren told her to clean the mess and took Vivian to her room. But since Vivian left her things outside, she jumped out of the window to bring them back inside so she could pay the rent. But when she took out her wallet, her money was no longer there, and realized that she might have lost her purse when she was fighting with Lily the other night, so she blamed the wolf girl. Vivian cried and asked her if there was a nearby cemetery in the area where she could stay for a while, but Ren felt sorry for Vivian, so he allowed her to live in his house, and told her that she could pay the rent once she had her money again. Lily suddenly heard Ren's cell phone, so she fetched it to give it to him. When Ren answered the phone, he was scolded by the woman who called him, and it turned out to be an interview invitation from a company. But the woman did not introduce herself and just asked him to come to the office. When he arrived at the place, the woman called him again, but he was told to look for the telephone pole and to put his hand on it. But when he looked up, he was shocked by what he saw, so he was told to remove his hand from the pole. And that was the moment that he was sucked into this place. Ren opened his eyes and he was in front of the big door of a mansion, but it opened on its own, and after a few moments, an elemental servant came to him. This led him to the front door of a room, and when he entered, he saw the woman who invited him for the interview. According to her, he was in the bastard office of space, so she introduced herself as Raven, and claimed she would be his boss. Ren asked why he was invited for an interview since he did not apply to this company, so Raven told him the truth and said that he was chosen by God, explaining that his new job was going to be bringing peace to the world. She told him that he would assist her to stop those who have goals to destroy the world, and that his two tenants, Lily and Vivian, were the reason why he passed the preliminary exam for this job. He was suddenly taken to a room, and Raven explained more clearly what he would do in this job, but he first needed to accept more tenants like Lily and Vivian. because those creatures were called the outcasts. His goal would be to support her in preventing any group from reversing human evolution through artificial means, and said that it was also his job to keep his tenants out of trouble. They went back to Raven's office again, and Rin sought clarification that he would not do anything bad in this job, so Raven promised him that this would not happen, because they wanted peace in the world. After she showed him his contract, Ren signed it and was teleported back to his house, so he showed the contract to Lily and Vivian, and told them about everything that happened. However, both of them did not know Raven, and because Ren was assigned to treat them well, Vivian thought that Raven was not on the side of the demon hunters. They also discussed these demon hunters in their conversation, and Vivian said that these people were hybrid monsters with half-human blood, so they were the enemies of the outcasts like them. But through a religious organization, they had already come into contact with people and became a threat to them. But Vivian said that if the demon hunters found them, they would have to leave the house so Ren would be safe from their enemies. While Ren rested, he dreamed that he was in another place, but he immediately thought that it was just a dream, so he tried slapping himself awake, but he was only hurt as if he was in the real world. He started to walk, but he came across some wolves that chased after him, and when he fell to his knees, a wolf attacked him. This was the moment that he woke up with Lily's help, but when he touched his hair, he got wolf fur in his hands, and Vivian said that she could not feel any dark magic from it. She asked Lily to smell it and called her a dog, but she was not familiar with its smell. Vivian had ring shoes from 2 silver armlets, which she got in an Egyptian village hundreds of years ago. She was certain that what Ren had experienced in his dream was not ordinary, and that the armlets had the ability to destroy evil beings. She also tried to use her blood magic on him, but to her surprise, it didn't work, so she used another technique which was a strong sleeping spell. But it only worked on Lily, who immediately fell asleep, and it had no effect on Ren either. Suddenly, Raven called him and told him to come to her office the next day. When he arrived at Raven's office, he was surprised that the elemental servant did not appear, but suddenly, Raven Kane appeared. When they entered her office, Raven handed over a data terminal to Ren, and she told him that he could use it if his life was in danger while he's on a mission. But upon hearing this, Ren immediately realized that he could die in this job, so Raven assured him that as long as he had some work left to do, they could always find a new body for his soul. Because of this, he felt like an immortal while he was doing this job, and after that, Raven took him to the enhancement center where they had to conduct his enhancement test as a new examiner. Raven claimed that it was a body adjustment that would give him a special ability, so she brought out something that was shaped like a coffin and urged him to enter it. But because of his fear, he hesitated to enter the machine, so Raven just kicked him to get in there. Raven started the enhancement test, and when it suddenly disappeared, Raven was worried and wondered if she had pressed the right button. But when Ren woke up, he had been sent back to the same place that he had dreamed about the other day. While he walked around, the data terminal activated and informed him that Raven had pressed another button, and because of this, his enhancement test was special. But Ren was surprised that this thing talked, and since he felt very cold, he begged the device if it could give something for him to wear. But according to the data terminal, it claimed that it was not Doraemon with a magical pocket, and that he could only answer questions since he had no magic. So, they continued walking, and he asked the terminal about the current location, so it answered that they were in the dream dimension. But it also said that if he died here, this would also happen to him in real life. Ren suddenly heard something, and after a while, the wolves had attacked him, so he remembered that when he had first come there, they had attacked him before as well, so the data terminal quickly hid in his pocket, and the wolves came toward him. When one of them attacked him, he countered it, but 2 other wolves rushed and bit him. However, something activated, and it was a shield that protected him from the fangs of the wolves. That's why he was not hurt, and according to the data terminal, this was the rigid shield which he got from the enhancement chamber. But suddenly, the wolves made a howling sound, and their leader heard it. Ren ran fast, but the leader of the wolves still caught up with him and it immediately tried to bite him. But his shield protected him once again, and this damaged the wolf's precious teeth. The wolf spoke and asked him about his purpose in coming to the area, but Ren was shocked that he could talk and said that he was just a traveler. But the wolf soon found out that he was lying based on his smell. He learned from the wolf that there were also humans who lived in this place, and apart from the big wolves, the hungry little wolves also came there and asked about their meal. So Ren made a deal with the leader of the wolves that if he was taken to the place where people live, he would find a dentist to fix his fangs. At first, the wolf claimed that humans could never be trusted, but it agreed to his offer and immediately took him to the village where there were people's huts. When they arrived, Ren entered a hut and saw a steel plate with something engraved on it, and it was familiar to him. But suddenly, the whole area lit up, and after a few moments, the gust of wind got stronger, so he immediately took the steel plate that he found and was able to return to the real world. He told Raven about the rigid shield that he got, but claimed that he did not notice anything unusual, so Raven told him that he still had other skills he could use after she added them. Along with reaction speed, strength, recovery speed, she had gifted him with limitless abilities. But Ren asked about the dream dimension, so she told him that a normal person could not go there without using a special technique. Because of this, Ren mentioned that he had been there before while he was sleeping, and he also showed the wolf fur that he got when he first came there and gave it to Raven. He remembered the steel plate which he took from the hut, but he could not find it before he left the mansion. However, Raven told him about the new tenant whom he had to pick up in Europe, and that the plane tickets were also ready. And he found out that Lily and Vivian would go to this country with him. The very next day, the three of them boarded the plane and took off for the new country. And while they were on their way, Vivian asked Ren about the identity of the new tenant they were scheduled to meet. But Ren claimed that Raven had only told him to go to a place called Yorkford, and that he didn't know anything about the tenant. Lily expressed that she was excited to meet their new tenant, and Vivian was amazed by how high the planes could fly, so Lily taunted her and questioned if it was her first time on a plane, and called her a brokey. After a while, they arrived in the country and Vivian claimed that the area had changed, and that it was only barren land before. But Ren questioned her if she had been here before, and Vivian said that she used to live in England a long time ago. After they had walked for a while, Ren thought that they were lost, so Vivian claimed that her English was as good as a native speaker's and tried to ask for directions. But she was disappointed when no one understood a single word she said. But after Ren questioned her, she revealed that she lived here a few centuries ago, so Ren explained that the pronunciations had changed since then. However, Vivian used her brain and made Lily smell the envelope Ren had, so Lily was able to trace back to their destination using her powerful doggy nose, and they finally arrived at their hotel. Vivian and Lily got excited as they saw all the luxuries in the hotel room, and Lily ordered room service and started to munch on delicious food. However, Vivian was aroused by the soft pillows and both of them made weird noises.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
So Ren shouted loudly and told them to shut up. After he disciplined them, Ren opened the map in order to carry out his task to find the new tenant. But since the map was in a different language, he was unable to comprehend anything. So he called out the terminal and asked for his assistance. But the terminal claimed that his system was outdated and connected them to Raven for assistance. Raven asked him if he had found the tenant, but Ren told her that they had just arrived and asked her where Yorkford was. But she claimed that research was a basic skill every examiner should know of, yet Ren said that the language on the map was different. Just then, Raven was embarrassed and admitted that the system of the terminal was outdated, so she instantly contacted technical support and updated his terminal. The updated terminal said that it could now interpret any language, but also warned Ren that any negative comments about Raven would result in a punishment. However, Ren claimed that he only spoke facts, and suddenly a cloud appeared above his head and struck him with lightning. Lily barked at the terminal to check if it understood her wolf language, but it was unable to translate it, and Ren guessed she said something about food, so they decided to head toward the dining area and have dinner. Lily showed no manners and ate in her filthy and disgusting way. But meanwhile, Vivian's patrolling summon noticed some weird incantations and alerted her about a danger, so she asked Ren and Lily to head back to their room. But just as they were about to leave, a stranger interrupted them and asked if he could sit with them. But after Vivian questioned his identity, he introduced himself as Nangong. Ren asked him if he knew about Yorkford, so Nangong told him that it was his destination as well. But he questioned Ren about his purpose of visiting there since many tourists don't know about that place. However, Vivian claimed that she preferred areas with no residents or visitors, and Ren said that it was a friend's recommendation. But while Nangong told them that it was a wasteland with only a castle ruin, he also warned them about ghost sightings that were recently witnessed there. Later in his room, Ren thought that his tenant was a troublesome guy as he was associated with ghosts, and he also wondered about the real identity of Nangong. But just then, Vivian told him that there was a demon hunter in the hotel, and that her summon had found demonic incantations. But Ren questioned why Lily was unable to detect the demon hunter, so Vivian guessed that she might have never seen one. Ren asked her if there was a way to find out who it was, and also shared that it might be that Nangong guy. But just then, Nangong shouted from the other balcony that there was no need to find him out, and that he really was the demon hunter. Vivian asked her again if he really was the demon hunter, and after a little hesitation, he claimed that he really was a self-employed demon hunter. So Vivian laughed at him and said that a demon hunter never announces their identity, and she claimed that he was a charlatan. But when she said that he posed no threat, and that they should find the real one tomorrow, Nangong teleported from his balcony to theirs. But suddenly he slipped and was about to fall down, yet he was saved by Ren, who grabbed him by his leg. He showed them the demon incantations to prove that he was a demon hunter, but when Nangong asked them about their identities, Ren claimed that he was just an ordinary guy, and Lily supported his truth. But Nangong was skeptical about him and claimed that no ordinary person would know about demon hunters in Yorkford. Yet he offered them to go to Yorkford together, so Vivian instantly accepted his offer. After Nangong left, Ren questioned why she accepted his offer, so Vivian claimed that they needed to observe him closely because he might be after their tenant. The next morning, all of them were on their way to Yorkford in a train, but Vivian and Lily started their fight again, and Vivian complained that Lily ruined her sleep last night. Meanwhile, the television showed a news reporter who interviewed a strange guy named Agnes about the ghost events, and Angus explained the horrific sights of strange anomalies that took place at the castle ruins. But when the reporter announced a prize money for someone who would provide a solution to it, Vivian got excited. On the train, some strange people bumped into Mangong's suitcase, and Ren claimed that those people didn't seem to be normal. But just then, they arrived at their destination. Mangong used his smell to find out if the ghosts were nearby, and rushed toward a resort, but they were surprised to see Angus at the reception, and Angus claimed that there were no rooms available. But after everyone requested him, he claimed in a very sinister and mysterious way that he would surely try to accommodate them. After a long wait, Angus prepared the rooms for their stay, and Vivian had to share the room with Lily but was annoyed by her hunger even in sleep. Ren shared the room with Mangong and thanked him for his cooperation. But when Angus inquired about their purpose of visit, Mangong revealed that he was a demon hunter and was here to eradicate all evil spirits in the castle. Angus then introduced himself as the owner of the hotel and asked Ren if he was also a hunter, but Ren claimed that he was just a traveler. However, Mangong requested Angus for some information about the castle, which included a map. But Angus claimed that there was no map of the castle ever created, and went on to explain the history of the castle. He explained that long ago there was a rebellion at the castle, and many soldiers had died in the underground secret tunnels, so they had now become ghosts and haunted any treasure hunter who would try to enter the castle. He also revealed that Lord of Yorkford was fond of collecting rare treasures, and he had built secret tunnels with traps to protect his valuables. But after he died, his oldest son inherited the wealth, and because of this, the other two sons united and started a rebellion against him. Angus claimed that the whole city had become a battlefield and all three brothers had died in the war. Later, Ren explained the whole history to Vivian, so she snapped her fingers and said that she had found something interesting. She explained that her bats had found the smell of some ghosts from the castle, and confirmed that the story was actually true. However, she said that the source of the smell was from under the castle, and not on the ground, so there was no possibility for someone to see the ghosts on the ground. Ren was puzzled by the mysteries and thought it had something to do with their new tenant. Later in the night, Ren startled Mangong while he looked at a picture and accidentally dropped it, but Ren catched it in time and saw the person in it. However, Mangong snatched it back and apologized that it was someone special to him. But after Ren questioned more, Mangong claimed that it was her sister, and that demon hunters also had families. Just then, he laid down in his weird sleeping bag and claimed that it protected him from magical spells and insects. But suddenly Ren slapped him hard on the face and said that there was a mosquito there. However, when Ren asked why he didn't work with his sister as a demon hunter, Mangong said that he had become a demon hunter to protect his sister, and that he was a very dangerous man to be with. Meanwhile, Angus accompanied the same strangers from the train and told them that he would take them to the castle for 50 euros each. But they argued that he had told them 35 euros before. After both of them started calling each other a broke ass, they agreed on 45 euros. And as they left, Mangong had seen everything with his magic binoculars and smiled. Ren was fast asleep in the dark room, but suddenly a strange creature appeared and jumped on him in the bed. So Ren was terrified and thought it was a ghost, but he was relieved to see it was Vivian. She revealed that Mangong had already left in the middle of the night, and urged that they should go after him to see if he wanted to kill their tenant. So Ren asked for the whereabouts of Lily. But as they entered her room, they were shocked to witness the damage she had done to the room while she chewed a piece of wood. and no matter how hard they tried, Lily refused to wake up. So Vivian called her a doggy and told her that it was time for a walk, and meanwhile, Angus drove the strange people to the castle. But on their way, he wanted them to stay away from the church and its cursed cross, and claimed that whoever saw it would be welcomed by some unexpected things. However, Mangong had sneaked on top of their car and overheard everything. But he was terrified by a pet snake from one of the strangers in the car. Vivian carried Ren, and together they flew to the castle while Lily ran on foot. So Vivian claimed that if they could find the secret passage to the castle, it would serve as a shortcut and save their time. However, just when Ren said that he was lucky to be accompanied by them, he activated his enhanced vision and saw that Lily had fallen asleep as she ran. And suddenly she ran into a huge boulder. Lily cried after she hit the rock, but an entrance appeared, so Vivian claimed that Lily had found the secret passage shortcut. They entered the passage and were welcomed by spider webs and slippery pathways. But as they crossed a narrow path, Lily and Vivian started their pussy fight again and almost fell down the hole. And after they got out, they had finally reached the castle and saw that they had caught up to the strangers they followed. So Lily asked if they would now meet their new tenant. But when Ren asked the terminal if there were any messages from him, the terminal declined and switched itself off, which angered Ren. As they wandered around the castle, they noticed a weird glow at a distance, but Vivian warned them. And suddenly they saw Mangong jumping down from a castle wall. So she suggested that they should avoid him as he was dangerous, and also admitted that even though he was stupid, he was actually a demon hunter. Ren asked the terminal again for the whereabouts of the tenant, and he apologized, so the terminal said that he was close. They now approached the entrance of the church, but suddenly, Vivian and Lily got scared from weird noises coming from the church. Just then, they saw the strangers headed toward them and decided to hide from them. The strangers planned to enter the church, but to avoid this, Ren devised a plan. And Vivian used her bats and wings, while Lily howled like a wolf to scare the strangers. After they succeeded in their plan, Vivian asked Lily to remove the big stone which blocked the entrance of the church. And after she threw away the big boulder, Lily informed Ren that there was a scent of humans in the church. Just then, Vivian found footsteps of a human, so Ren was sure that there was someone ahead of them. As Vivian touched the cursed cross and used her magic to reveal a mysterious riddle, she was able to decipher it, and unlocked a secret passage in the ground. The terminal alerted that the tenant was down the passage, and they excitedly entered the mysterious underground pathway. As they progressed into the dark tunnel, Ren asked the terminal if it could shine a little brighter. But the terminal claimed that he was not meant to be used like this and complained how terrible Ren was. But suddenly, they entered a room which had multiple paths that diverged. Vivian claimed that this wasn't an ordinary small-scale tunnel, and that there may have been unspeakable things that took place here in a long-term war. Yet Lily excitedly called out Ren and said that she smelled humans from one of the paths, so they followed her. Meanwhile, Mangong thought that there were many weird smells present at the castle, and used his incantation paper to lift up a heavy boulder which revealed a secret underground hole. But as he peeped inside, the incantation paper was removed by the wind, and the rock almost crushed him. But he managed to get inside the hole just in time. Ren and Lily were exhausted as they walked in the vast tunnel and decided to take a rest. But Vivian claimed that since the underground tunnels are huge, there must be a lot of treasure to find. Suddenly, Ren heard someone nearby, and thought it might be the tenant, so he claimed that he would triple his rent because he scared them. However, as they approached toward the source of the sound, they were surprised to see Angus with a torch on his head, so Ren thought that he might have come to explore the ghosts. But Vivian said that they should approach him with caution, and she used a magic spell to hide themselves just like ghosts. But Ren said that he thought Angus was a friendly and caring person. Yet, Vivian pointed out that he had come this far on his own, and that he had weird tools on his back, so he must have some secrets, and they decided to scare him like actual ghosts. Lily touched him on his back to scare the shit out of him, and Vivian told Ren that it was his turn now, so Ren talked to Angus like a ghost and asked him why he was here. But Angus was scared to death, and he revealed that he had made up the stories about ghosts, and wanted some reward since his business was not doing well. However, Ren told him to get out of here, so he ran away in fear. But Lily called them out as she had discovered a wall covered in ancient writing. Vivian translated it, and they found out that it was a seal that held powerful evils, and that it must not be released. Yet Vivian tried to use her magic on it, and it responded to her magic. But just then, a trap was triggered and several arrows rained down on them. Ren used his shield to defend against the arrows, and they decided to run out of the place. But they were about to hit a dead end, so Ren asked Lily to break open the wall, and they barely escaped. Meanwhile, Mangong crawled in the hole he had creeped into and complained that he was not even able to stand up. but a mouse creeped inside his clothes and it scared the shit out of him. Ren and the girls had escaped from one trap, but suddenly a giant rock came toward them, yet they managed to dodge it as they leaned against the wall. However, Lily started to chase after the huge rock, and Vivian explained that since she was a dog, this is what dogs do, so they ran after Lily. But suddenly, a gap opened in the ground and Lily fell inside, so Vivian rushed inside with her wings and saved Lily. Meanwhile, Mangong reached the wall that contained the evil, and he claimed that he had trained hard his whole life for this moment. But just as he applied his magic on the wall, the arrows rained down on him as well, and he shouted in fear and pain. Vivian landed safely with Lily, but Ren fell down from above and landed on both of them. However, Vivian saw the room full of treasure, and just when they were about to hump toward it, Ren warned them that there could be traps hidden inside. After a while, the treasure and the food disappeared, and a pit appeared ahead of them, so Vivian realized that there may have been some hallucination magic used on them. As they walked ahead, Ren claimed that their tenant must be a dangerous person, and that there was a possibility that he was the one who got sealed with the magic. But as they walked during this discussion, Ren triggered another magic trap on the walls, and the walls started to move in order to crush them. Yet, Lily tried to use her magic, but was shocked to see that her magic had been drained, and the same thing happened with Vivian. But Ren told them not to give up and decided to stop the walls with his own strength. And suddenly, the walls stopped, but Ren was shocked and had no idea how it happened. Yet Vivian suspected something in him. On the other hand, Mangong triggered the boulder trap but easily dodged it as well, but he claimed that if he followed the boulder, he would fall in a pit, so he thought he was a genius. However, he still fell into the pit and was thrown into the water. Ren and the girls were exhausted and thought they should take some rest, but suddenly, magic knights appeared in front of them. Lily knew those were the trapped soldier ghosts, so Vivian said it was dangerous to fight here with all the traps and they decided to run away. Lily fought one of the knights and destroyed it easily using its own sword, and crushed open another wall to a room while Vivian blocked its entrance. Lily noticed something written on the sword, and Vivian translated it to find out that the knights were actually guards who protected a demon stone. So Vivian explained that the demon stones are used to communicate and summon dangerous demons, and claimed that the guards were there to make sure no one released the sealed demon. But Ren saw something at the ceiling, and casually asked Vivian what the stone looked like, and after she described it, he pointed towards the top and asked if that was the stone she had described. So the three of them were shocked to witness the demon stone that hanged at the top of their heads. Meanwhile, Mangong continued to walk while he was soaked in water, and sang Elsa's song from the movie Frozen with the phrase, "Nothing ever bothered him anyway." But just then, he smelled some powerful magic spells and got excited that he was on the right path. He saw a banner that stated the path was blocked ahead, but Mangong prepared his destructive incantations. Ren asked the terminal if he could call for help, but the terminal refused and said that it was common knowledge that he could only call for help if his life was in danger. Vivian reassured him that the stone could only be activated if it was hit with external force. Suddenly, Mangong's incantations blew up and the chains around the stone broke, so the doors automatically opened and dozens of guards appeared in the room. The three of them now prepared to fight against them. The blast had opened a way through the roof, and Ren heard Mangong's laugh, so he asked Vivian and Lily to return to their human forms. But as Mangong shot down a couple of guards and entered in style, he leaped toward the demon stone, but fell down on the ground as he didn't know how to fly. However, he still reassured them that there was no need to worry as he was a professional demon hunter. But when the guards closed in on them, he got up and sprinkled a magical sparkly dust on the guards which stopped them in their path, and shot arrows at the guards, taking them out one by one. However, Ren and the girls got surrounded by the guards, so Vivian said that her magic would easily destroy the guards, and that she only needs some time to regain it back, so Ren told Lily to buy her some time, and he decided to defend her as well. Lily initiated a barrage of punches and took down the guards, and Ren defended Vivian with his shield, so Mangong decided to join the action, but only embarrassed himself as he had run out of ammo. Lily threw rocks at the guards like a machine gun, but it had little to no effect on them. But just then, Vivian had gathered enough magic to unleash her attack, and Lily threw her final pieces of rocks, hitting Nangong. Vivian unleashed her powerful attack, but she was shocked to see that the magic stone absorbed her attack instead, and a huge beam of energy opened a portal while the castle was destroyed, and a demon emerged from inside. The demon stared at them, and he grabbed Ren and Mangong in his huge hands, and flew away. But Vivian carried Lily and followed the demon. In the air, Ren said that he had a fear of heights, and shouted at the demon to let him go, but he growled at Ren which made him scared. After a while, the demon stopped, but Vivian had caught up to them and questioned the demon why he was faster than her without any wings. But the demon dropped Mangong and Ren on the ground. Ren was scared of him, so Vivian revealed that the blood sects and the demons have equal powers, so she maxed out her strength with a power-up. However, Ren and Lily were surprised to witness 2 moons in the sky, and one of them was of a blood-red color. Vivian shouted that she was about to use the power that once blew Poseidon away, but in that moment, the demon called Ren his landlord, and Vivian and Lily were shocked that the demon was the new tenant they were after. The terminal popped out and congratulated Ren on the completion of his mission, and stated that this was the new tenant, so the demon introduced himself as Yazak. But Ren asked the terminal if it was sure this was him, so the terminal showed that the source of the signal was actually him. Yazak shook Mangong up and down, and said that he was the one who woke him up. But suddenly he lost his grip and threw him somewhere far away. Yazak insisted they should sign something, but Vivian was concerned that Ren should not sign any deal with the demon. Yet Lily shook his huge hand from the edge of his nail and made him her friend. So Yazak clarified that he wanted to sign a leasing contract with Ren as his landlord. Ren whispered to Vivian and questioned if they should worry about the castle guards, but Yazak overheard their conversation and told them that he would take care of it. So he launched a giant attack toward the castle and annihilated its whole existence. Yet the terminal expressed how kind and polite he was. However, Vivian told Ren they should not trust him as he just destroyed the whole castle with a meteor. But Yazak complimented Vivian on her magic, and told her that she was very impressive, so Vivian got convinced. However, Ren noticed some people who approached them at a distance, and Yazak was about to destroy them with his second meteor. Ren asked him if he could transform into a human, so Yazak changed his form and became a bulky human, yet Ren thought he still looked dangerous. Later, Ren reported to Raven and complained how difficult the mission was, and that they almost died there. But she said it wasn't a big deal, and asked how everything was with the new tenant at home. So they viewed the situation at his home together, and saw how Yazak got along with everything. But Raven explained that Ren had only opened a portal for Yazak to come to Earth, and that he wasn't sealed. She also said that Yazak was a mighty tycoon in his world, but he faced huge losses in his business because he was cheated, and that he was almost beaten to death until an examiner found him. It was now time for Yazak's interview because he needed a job to pay the rent. But Vivian and Lily started their pussy fight once again, so Ren came to his home, glad that the day was peaceful, and that everything turned out fine. Later that day, Vivian redecorated Ren's old warehouse as her own living space, and Ren was amazed by her skills. But she told him that she found something he should know, and she showed him an old metal plate with something written on it. He revealed that he had found this when he was a kid and had misplaced it, but suddenly he recognized the writing, and was shocked after he saw the plate he found in the dream realm. Vivian explained that there was a reason behind the similarity of the plates, but she was unable to figure it out. But their chat was interrupted when the police called Ren and told him that Yazak was arrested by them. So Ren said that he should go and help him out. However, later at night, something strange happened with Lily. The very next day, Ren left his home and was on his way to meet Raven. But he complained that she had called him too early in the morning, yet the terminal told him that she had an important task for him. As he continued to walk, he heard the sound of music, and noticed a pretty girl on a bench who sat there with her guitar in hopes to earn some money. But when Ren decided to walk away, the girl waved at him, so the terminal asked him to spare some change for her. However, Ren told him that he had forgotten his wallet at home and said that a smile would be more valuable to her. But the girl made an angry face and called him stingy. Ren arrived at Raven's office and got worried when he saw her angry. But after he questioned what happened, Raven explained that an outsourcing company had accidentally discharged their new tenant 895 light-years away from Earth. So she gave Ren his next task and ordered him to go to that planet to bring back the tenant. However, Ren complained that he had just come back from England, and now he didn't want to go to space. But Raven disciplined him, and told him to think more comprehensively as an examiner. He told her that an angry face didn't suit her at all, and asked how he would get to that planet. So Raven showed him the Kuiper space station, and told him that she would upgrade his terminal so that he would be able to get there. But Ren questioned her about the upgrades, so Raven mentioned that he would be able to use the teleport function, and have his own spacecraft. Ren got excited and asked if he would be able to teleport other people with him, yet Raven said that it was possible. But she told him that there would be some drawbacks such as vomits. However, she revealed that since the planet was mostly covered with the ocean, she had arranged a sea expert to accompany him on the trip. But Ren was shocked to see her as it was the same girl who he saw on the bench with her guitar. Ren said that he had already met her, and the girl called him a stingy guy, and she revealed that the girl would be his new tenant. Back at his home, Ren introduced the girl to Vivian and the others, and she revealed her name was Wayu, and that she was also an outcast. But she said that she was a siren, and was born and raised on the land. So Vivian explained that the sirens were a very old race amongst the outcasts, and they usually lived deep in the oceans. And since the only gender they had was females, sirens reproduced through secret ceremonies. But just then, Wayu's stomach growled and she said she was hungry, so Vivian got up and told her she would prepare a big feast to welcome her as a new tenant. However, when Wayu praised Vivian that she would even make food for her nemesis Lily, Vivian said that she wanted her to get fat and would eventually throw her to monsters. And with that, Vivian and Lily started their cat fight again. So Wayu told Ren that everyone here was interesting, and Ren said that she would never get bored around here. After they had their food, Ren revealed that he would soon depart for his mission to bring another tenant, and he said that other than Wayu, only one spot was open in the team, so he asked them who wanted to accompany him. Lily requested to go with him, and Vivian expressed that she could easily navigate anywhere on Earth, but Ren told them that the destination was in outer space. Just then, Yazak raised his hand, and told him that he sailed the 7 galaxies before, so Ren decided that he would be the perfect candidate. But Lily was disappointed, and cried that she wanted to go to space as well. Just then, she got a stomach ache, so Ren asked her to rest for now. The very next day, Ren, Yazak, and Wayu stood in the balcony, and Ren asked the terminal why they were here. So it explained that no one should see them before they teleported, and the terminal glowed bright and a beam of light took them to the Kuiper space station. Ren was amazed to witness outer space, and they were greeted by the station guide. But Ren was shocked when the terminal revealed that she was an alien, and he thought that aliens would look more weird and dangerous. Wayu jumped and said that the gravity here was the same as Earth, so the station guide explained that all parameters on the station were set so that they would be friendly to all races. But she was triggered when Wayu said that there were no people at the station, so Ren asked her politely, and the guide explained that the station served as a node to all the travelers, and they don't stay here for long. And now, she told them they were headed to their reserved spacecraft where Ren would find the aliens that matched his description, so Ren got excited. When they reached the spacecraft, Wayu and Ren shouted that it was huge, but the guide told them that it was just a medium-sized spacecraft, and Ren finally saw the green and weird aliens who worked for space. But the terminal warned him not to look suspicious, and it dragged him to the spacecraft because they needed to hurry for the mission. After they entered the spacecraft, Ren asked if they were the only passengers, so the terminal explained this was a civilian dual-use spacecraft, and that they would transfer to a smaller one on the way. Yazak asked the terminal about their return trip, so it revealed that Raven would send another aircraft to pick them up, and suddenly a hologram of the captain of the ship appeared in front of the team. The spacecraft was prepared to take off, but meanwhile on Earth, Lily cried because Ren had left without her. So Vivian asked her to cheer up and told her she would prepare a nice lunch for her. She realized that she acted like Lily's mother, yet Lily expressed that she had not been feeling good these days. But Vivian suspected it was nothing major. Back at the ship, Ren played cards with Wayu and Yazak to pass time. Yet he said that even though the aircraft was at a high speed, the scenery didn't change much and it was boring. So Yazak explained that the distance between the asteroids was too much. However, the terminal alerted Ren to prepare for the transfer, but suddenly, the aircraft went through turbulence, and the captain explained that one of their competitors had gone past them. So he told the passengers to brace themselves as he would now race against his competitor. But the terminal cried out that they should transfer to the small aircraft because if they missed the Nord, they would float around space for thousands of years. So they hurried to the small aircraft, and the terminal revealed they had 4 minutes remaining. But after they reached the small ship, Ren asked the terminal who would pilot it. So the terminal said that it was his turn and asked Ren to place him in the correct spot. However, the terminal cried out that the high speed of the aircraft placed high security on the hatch, and that it could only be opened manually. So Yazak volunteered to open the hatch and reassured Ren that he would be useful. And with his purest strength, Yazak was able to forcefully open the hatch after he turned into his demon form, and he climbed on top of the small aircraft after the terminal launched into space. However, as they approached the planet and entered into its atmosphere, the speed of the aircraft increased and the propeller stopped working, so the terminal urged them to make an emergency exit. And when the aircraft crashed into the ocean, Ren thought he was about to die as he drowned in the water, but before he passed out, he saw a beautiful siren swimming toward him. Ren woke up in the dream dimension, and the terminal explained that this happened due to his spirit's instability as he drowned. So Ren was curious and asked him how he was able to function in both worlds, so the terminal told him it was an easy task for him. But Ren heard noises of a fight, and he saw how the wolf creatures fought against another type of wolf. As they were about to be attacked, Ren jumped in between and used his shield to protect them. But the wolves asked if he pitied them and insulted their tribe, but Ren said that he only wanted to help them, so they thanked him for his protection. However, they inquired about the dentist and asked him if he remembered his promise, but Ren told them that he would bring one next time, and since he had protected them, they trusted his words. Ren showed the wolf the metal plate he took from here and asked him about the language, so the wolf replied that it was an old ancient language which was used in prayers and rituals, and that he was taught about it by an old human when he was a baby cub. However, before Ren could gather more information, the terminal announced that his journey to this world was at an end, and suddenly Ren woke up in the real world. Waiyu welcomed him back and told him that Yazak almost fried him with an electric ball to wake him up. But the terminal claimed that as long as it was with Ren, he would not have to worry. So Ren thanked everyone, and the terminal revealed that while Ren was asleep, he scanned the whole planet. And Ren said that the terminal was actually useful and not only just a flashlight, but this triggered it. Waiyu pointed at the two spots on the map and asked what they indicated, so the terminal explained that those were the remains of the spacecraft of the Tenant. Waiyu noticed that one of the remains was in the ocean, so she said it was her battlefield. Ren told them that since the closer one was in the forest, they should look over there first, and it's because the chances of the Tenant to be close to this location were higher. So they agreed on this and left to find the Tenant. But meanwhile on Earth, Vivian prepared food for Lily, and told her to eat as much as she liked. But after Lily ate some of it, she complained that her nose was sensitive, and Vivian had put a lot of garlic in it. Vivian wondered why she found out about the garlic only after eating so much of it, and Lily fainted. Vivian became concerned and told her not to play pranks on her, but suddenly Lily's eyes gleamed and she escaped Vivian's hold. But as she tried to escape, Vivian got a hold of her and told her not to go outside. Somewhere far away, two mysterious men said that something was about to start. Back at the strange planet, Ren walked along with Waiyu and Yazak, and the terminal asked him to abide by the traffic rules. But Ren was exhausted and complained about how much more he had to walk. However, they reached the site where the Tenant's ship had crashed, and after Ren observed it, he asked Terminal if this ship was scheduled for Earth, and when it agreed, Ren said that if it had hit Earth, it would have created a big disaster. Yazak approached the ship and tore the door apart to look inside, but he was unable to find anyone. So he looked all around the ship, and slowly tore apart each and every component, which reduced the ship to nothing but a small piece of metal. However, he was unable to find the Tenant anywhere, so the terminal explained that the passenger would have a higher chance to be found in the cargo cabin of the ship because its structure was very strong, and his chances of survival would be higher there, so they decided to check out the other crash site. They arrived at the edge of the cliff, and the terminal alerted them and said that the site was just ahead under the ocean. So Waiyu instantly jumped into the water, which surprised Ren. But she enjoyed the water and said it had been long since she had a good swim. She threw her clothes toward Ren and changed into her mermaid form, and Ren was a little shy. But the terminal explained that the crash site was 5,000 meters below the surface, and Ren wondered how they would get there. However, Waiyu shouted that she can take one person with her to the crash site, and the terminal whispered in Ren's ears that he should be the one to go since he would get paid for the job. But Yazak was concerned about them, so Waiyu reassured him that she would protect Ren, and Yazak picked up Ren and threw him into the water. As he gasped for air, Waiyu grabbed his hand and took him deep into the ocean. But Ren was surprised that he was now able to breathe underwater, so Waiyu explained that sirens could control the water that surrounded them, and because of her, he could underwater. But as they dove deeper, the terminal alerted them about an unknown creature that approached them, and Ren was terrified to see a huge shark that circled them. But just as it attacked them, Waiyu transformed into a huge octopus and scared the shark away. Ren was surprised by her form and asked how many transformations she had, so Waiyu revealed she could transform into anything, and she instantly became a mantis shrimp. Waiyu asked Ren to get on her back, but Ren hesitated at first, yet as he sat on her, she started to swim at top speed. They finally reached the crash site of the cargo cabin, and Waiyu transformed into a sea snake, and Ren was intrigued by her choice of creatures. But Waiyu circled around the crashed cargo cabin and created a huge bubble. Ren entered the bubble and noticed there was no water there, and he could breathe easily. But Waiyu still crawled inside the bubble in her sea snake form, so Ren asked her to change into her human form. But she revealed that since she had thrown her clothes at the cliff, she would become naked in her human form.
We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Ren entered into the cabin but found it empty from inside. But the terminal disagreed and told him that the tenant should still be inside. So Ren asked it to call Raven. As Ren explained the situation to Raven, why you found some baby products inside along with an egg. And Raven said that it was impossible that the tenant was not there, so she asked Ren to show her around. However, she happily said the tenant was right there, but Ren said there were just some baby products and a ball, so Raven called him an idiot and said it was an egg. Even then, why you accidentally dropped the egg. And even though Raven was worried, it turned out to be safe. So she asked Ren to meet her at the vast land in 1 hour. As they waited for Raven there, Ren wondered what took her so long and wondered if she was stuck in space traffic. But they saw a huge spaceship that approached them, and it almost killed them with its landing. Raven came out of the ship in style, and asked them to board the ship, but Ren shouted at her and told her that she almost killed them. So Raven lightened his mood and told him that this ship was officially his own from now on. Ren got excited and asked if they had named the ship yet, so Raven announced that it was called the most powerful super glorious hybrid turtle, and Ren expressed it was a cool name. However, Raven explained that the egg was of a mermaid, and it was the last of its kind since its universe was destroyed, so she asked Ren and Wayu to take good care of it, but Ren was worried about taking care of such an important egg. So Raven mentioned that since Wayu was a siren, she would have similar abilities to a mermaid, and the egg would hatch well since it was very hard. The terminal took charge of the ship and called Ren the captain, and asked him about their destination, so he commanded it to take them home. Ren along with Yazak and Wayu teleported back to their home, but he was shocked to witness his house completely ruined from the inside, so he thought there was a burglar at his home. Yet he saw Vivian as she dragged Lily and tied her up. He called out Vivian and warned her not to fight with Lily, but Vivian complained that Lily had been acting strange since yesterday, and that she had become dangerous. In that moment, Lily freed herself from the ropes and jumped to attack Ren, but he defended himself with his shield. Yet Lily saw the egg in the hands of Wayu and thought it was food. But as she jumped toward her, Yazak grabbed her and tried to calm her down. Ren thought that Raven would have a cure for Lily and asked the terminal to teleport them to her. But the terminal said that it would be risky for him to teleport so many people as it would take a toll on his health. So Yazak revealed he had a better way to go there. He took out some sauce from his pocket and poured it around them in a circle, and Vivian remembered that devils were particularly good at teleportation magic. However, Yazak explained that if a devil was good enough, they could even draw it with only water. Raven enjoyed her ramen noodles and thought to herself how it was even better than being immortal. Yet she sensed some disturbance that approached her, and Ren rushed in along with his tenants. He shouted it was bad news, and Raven threatened to send him to a battlefield for his next task. But Ren told her it was serious and he needed help with something. Raven lifted her leg and saw Lily who bit her, so she asked if he needed help with this doggy. And she grabbed Lily by her head and forced her to look in her eyes. The gleam in Lily's eyes disappeared when Raven asked her what she saw in her eyes, and Lily replied she saw a full red moon with people who melted into the sea. But she said she was scared and wanted to get stronger, so Lily attacked her. But Raven flicked her hard on the forehead, which made her pass out. Ren questioned Raven about Lily's condition, and she revealed that Lily would soon go through evolution. But after Ren asked her about it more, she explained that Lily would soon awaken a new ability of her race, and in order to awaken that ability, she would have to turn into a werewolf for a short period of time. However, Ren was confused and wondered if it was because she ate something bad, but Vivian said she had prepared all the food at home. Yet Raven told them that Lily's race was very sensitive to the moon, so Ren remembered that Vivian had summoned a scarlet moon back at Yorkford, and confirmed that it must have triggered Lily. Raven told him to take her to the enhancement center to stabilize her mind, and she asked Yazak and Wayu if they enjoyed their stay as Ren's tenants. So they told her that even though they had not lived there for long, they still enjoyed their time at home. At the enhancement center, Lily finally woke up and everyone asked if she felt better. But after Vivian showed her care, she complained how much Lily annoyed her, yet after a small argument both of them laughed. Ren asked everyone to head home before him, and told them he had to report to Raven. But as he entered her office, Raven instructed him to submit the report about his mission to another planet. However, Ren complained why this company asked for reports like any other ordinary company. So Raven told him if he did not submit his report soon he would not get his salary. Yet she asked him how things were at his home with the new tenants, so he expressed that he was lucky to find good tenants with different useful skills. However, Raven told him that Lily would have to go through her reversion process as a werewolf to complete her evolution. But Ren asked if he would have to bring her here again. However, Raven told him that it would be dangerous to suppress her all the time. She told Ren that her next reversion would be on a full moon night, and when she checked her calendar it was tomorrow. But she said she would be busy all day.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap right now!
And asked Ren to take care of it by himself. However, Ren complained it was dangerous and he would not be able to do it alone. So Raven reminded him that he should take care of his tenants himself, and his tenants would be there to support him as well. Ren bought food and a tent on his way back home to prepare for Lily's evolution, and the terminal thought to itself that it looked forward to what would happen at night. But a mysterious man watched Ren walk past him. Ren returned home and saw Vivian, who prepared a special formula. But when he questioned if it was a deadly poison as it was very smelly, Vivian told him it was a special potion that contained 10 types of dried herb and her blood formula, which would have a special effect on spirit stabilization. However, when a drop of the potion fell on the ground, Ren noticed it created a hole, so he wondered if it was drinkable. He informed Vivian they would set out for camping at dusk, and asked if she would prepare the potion by then, so Vivian winked at him in agreement. Ren took everyone to a place far away from the urban area, and assured them no one would see them. But Lily started to play with the egg, and Ren told him it was not a toy. He questioned why she was so calm before her evolution, but Vivian said she was prepared with her special potion in case anything went wrong. Yet Ren became more concerned for that. As time went by, Vivian asked Lily to transform, but she said she was not in the mood, and Vivian expressed how sleepy she was, so everyone except for Lily fell asleep. After a while, Lily stared at the bright full moon and howled like a wolf, and Ren woke up after he heard her and saw that everyone else was already awake to witness her evolution. He shouted at Lily and asked if she was okay, but Vivian reminded him she was in an unconscious state. And Yazak called everyone inside his defense spell circle to avoid the strong winds Lily produced. However, the wind stopped, and when the smoke cleared, everyone was shocked to see that Lily had turned into a huge wolf. But the terminal scanned her and revealed that she had actually transformed into the legendary husky. So everyone was surprised to see that Lily was actually a dog. But Ren questioned why she was so big in size, and when he went closer to her, Vivian warned him that she could be dangerous. But Lily licked him instead, and Wai was relieved that she only wanted to play with Ren. Yet Lily looked at the moon again and howled loudly, which was heard by the same two strangers who said that the real action was about to begin. The same gleam returned in her eyes, and Lily was about to attack, but Vivian threw her special potion in her mouth and confidently said it would put any wolf to sleep. However, it appeared that the potion had no effect on her, so Ren reminded her that Lily was actually a husky. Lily jumped over them and started to run toward the city, and Ren said they had to stop her before she reached there, so he asked Vivian to carry him as she flew. But as they chased after her, Ren revealed he had a plan to stop her in her tracks, so he instructed Yazak to make her stop for a while with his strength and asked Vivian to take him directly above Lily after she stopped. But when Yazak stopped her by force, Lily smacked him hard using her paw, and he was sent flying toward Wai. Yet Vivian trapped her with her magic, and Ren asked her to drop him on Lily's back. He tried to make Lily remember his scent and thought she would calm down, but it had no effect and she was still wild. However, Wai started to sing her a special song in her siren form which calmed Lily down, so Vivian remembered that siren songs had special effects in them. Lily had calmed down and went to sleep as she was tired, and in an instant, she started to shrink back to her normal size and form. But Wai covered Ren's eyes as Lily was naked, so Vivian transformed her bats into a cloth. Ren returned home with Lily while the rest of them cleaned up at the campsite. But just after Ren had dressed up Lily, the mysterious men appeared and hit Ren in the neck, which made him unconscious. Lily floated in space and woke up to see that she had metal claws in her hands, but one of them was covered in ice and the other had flames wrapped around. Yet she slowly dozed off and woke up in a warehouse, and soon realized it was only a dream. She tried to escape from an open door, but just as she grabbed the door knob, she was electrocuted and sent flying away. And just then, the two mysterious individuals appeared in front of her from thin air. Lily questioned them about their identity, so they revealed they were her companions and could help her with everything. But Lily was confused, so they told her that the blood sect had bewitched her and they were the bad guys. However, Lily asked them about the whereabouts of the landlord and told them that they were not bad guys, but the mysterious guys forbade her to meet them again. However, Lily refused and charged toward one of them, so the other guy teleported behind her and hand-chopped her unconscious. As they discussed how they would teach Lily about her caste, one of Vivian's bats got off from her and tried to escape, and one of the guys tried to stop it, but he was unsuccessful. Back at the home, Wai woke up Ren and questioned him about Lily's whereabouts, and Vivian mentioned that she was nowhere in the house, and that it was the first time she had missed a meal, so Ren remembered someone had knocked him out when he had arrived home with her. Isaac was angered and everyone decided to look for Lily. Yet in that instant, Vivian's bat came back, so she thought Lily's location could now be tracked easily. However, Vivian said that her connection with this bat was disrupted due to some magic used on it. But Yu suggested Ren had the terminal scan the bat, and the terminal revealed it had traces of different materials on it. So Isaac remembered that those materials were used to make steel on Earth. So Vivian thought Lily was held in a steel factory, and Ren remembered there was an industrial estate near the northern suburbs. So they decided to split up, and Ren said he would go with Vivian. The mysterious men set up a weird magic barrier to the building, and the big brother vowed that he would not let the blood sect have her way. As Ren and Vivian flew, Ren wished for Lily's safety, but Vivian told him not to worry since she had sent her bats beforehand. Yet one of her bats was damaged by the barrier, and Vivian got alerted of this phenomena. As they reached the building, Vivian saw the black magic and told Ren she had encountered this magic before, and that it was very dangerous, so they knew that Lily was trapped inside. Meanwhile, Isaac and Yu reached the exit of another building, and Isaac broke the door of the exit. But the construction workers got pissed by his actions. Vivian threw a rock at the barrier, and it immediately turned into dust, and she said this magic was hard to deal with even for her. But Ren showed his concern for Lily, so Vivian suggested that she believed that Ren had the ability to nullify any magic. And she said that she noticed this back at Yorkford, yet she said it was only a hunch and could prove to be wrong as well. But Ren boldly said he would try it out and asked Vivian to fly him up. The mysterious guy named Ewan noticed Vivian and shot a magic beam toward them, but Vivian defended them with her magic, and Ren questioned Ewan if he was the one who had kidnapped Lily. However, Ewan transformed into his werewolf form and said that he was her true companion. But as he attacked them with his magic blasts, Vivian dodged him again and again until she landed at the top of a balcony. She asked Ren to proceed inside and look for Lily while she would keep this werewolf busy, but Ren saw beneath him and said he wouldn't be able to jump down this far. However, Ewan jumped toward them and Ren jumped down from the balcony, and when Ewan almost attacked Vivian, she escaped and counterattacked him with her magic, and after he saw how strong she was, Ewan asked her if she was the Countess of the Crimson Moon. Vivian expressed she had almost forgotten that title and asked him if she could have Lily back. Meanwhile, Ren climbed on top of the building and realized he actually had the power to nullify any magic, so he entered the building and started to find Lily, yet he was greeted by Ewan's big brother who attacked him very hard. Ren defended himself with his shield, but he proved to be more powerful, so Ren decided to hide and run away. But the terminal told him that since his enhancement was constant, he could easily fight back. However, the wolf caught up to him, and after he grabbed Ren, he threw him far away in the building. Yet Ren wondered how he was able to catch him every time he ran away, so the terminal explained that the wolf had a good sense of smell, and had remembered his scent. The wolf found him again, but this time, the terminal instructed him to jump, so Ren jumped up very high and reached to the roof, and the terminal explained that this was due to his physical enhancement. Ren saw the water sprinklers and got an idea, and he turned on the sprinklers, which reduced the wolf's sense of smell. But the terminal asked him to see an opportunity to land the final blow on him, but Ren told him that he needed to find Lily as she was the priority. He crawled through a vent and found Lily, who was fast asleep on the floor. But as she woke up, she complained that she was hungry and started to cry, so Ren told her they would have a delicious meal back at home. And as they walked out of the building, the wolf spotted them again and told Lily to come with them as she was their companion. But Vivian blasted through the wall and defeated Ewan. Yet this angered the wolf even more, and he decided to defeat all of them. But Ewan warned him that Vivian was the Countess of the Crimson Moon. This shocked him and he hesitated to attack. But Ren asked them to take out a minute and let him explain the whole situation to them. So he told them the whole story and said that Vivian and Lily were his tenants. But the older brother questioned Ren about his identity, and Ren explained he was an ordinary guy. However, he refused to believe that an ordinary guy would have any ties with the Countess of the Moon. Yet Vivian asked them why they had come to this country, so they explained that the outcasts had to gather their companions because of a prophecy once told by a siren. Just when they understood what he meant, several demon hunters barged in and surrounded them from all sides. Ewan and his brother powered up and prepared to fight against the demon hunters. But the leader of the hunters questioned why the outcasts had started to gather together, and said that they did not belong at this place. But Ewan was shot in the back and Ren jumped in to protect them. The leader ordered his hunters to attack them, so Ren casted his shield to protect them, and the hunters were shocked to see that their arrows didn't return. Ren and the outcasts started to run for their lives and tried to escape, but the rapid fire of their arrows overwhelmed Ren's defense. So Vivian took charge and said that she would distract the hunters while Ren and the others escaped. She flew across the warehouse and spread her blinding magic, which temporarily stopped their attacks, and Lily transformed into her werewolf fight mode and took out one of the hunters to make the rest of them chase her back. Ren instructed the wolves to close their eyes, and he summoned the terminal, which shone bright in front of the enemies and blinded their sight, enabling Ren to escape successfully. After the outcasts had escaped from the building, the hunters were ordered to follow them and not let them get away. But Vivian easily overpowered them and said that she had defeated them centuries ago, and Lily used her top speed to handle the hunter who tried to capture her. However, Ren was cornered along with the wolves by the leader and his hunters, but when he tried to stay close with the wolves to protect them, one of the female hunters stopped him and told him that he was her rival. Ren blocked her attacks with his shield, so she questioned which species he belonged to. Yet he told her that he was an ordinary human, but she objected to his answer and said that humans are not that strong and don't have shields. She aimed her weapon toward him and said that she would capture him and examine his body for a new species. But Ren threw the terminal at her to create a mere distraction, so when she looked away, Ren jumped toward her in order to attack. However, she teleported away and counterattacked with her arrows, but Ren defended himself with his shield. Yet he displayed a tremendous show of his strength, and with his enhanced body, Ren punched her in mid-air and slammed her to the ground. But after he earned his victory, Ren heard the howl of Lily and ran toward her. Vivian and Lily teamed up against the hunters, and while Vivian distracted them with her bats, Lily instantly knocked them out with her strength. Meanwhile, Ewan rushed in to attack the leader and his wingman hunter, but an arrow was shot toward him at high speed, so his older brother shielded him with his body and was impaled by the arrow. However, Ewan was enraged and charged toward the hunter, but the leader stabbed him in the back with his magical dagger, and half of Ewan's body froze within crystals. He started to torture Ewan and threatened to kill him, and his older brother begged him to spare his life. So the leader questioned him about their purpose to roam around here, and told him that he would spare his brother's life if he answered truthfully. At that moment, Ren jumped into action and stood in front of the leader to defend the wolves, and even though the leader thought it was funny, Lily joined Ren in the fight and said that Ewan's condition was not good. So Lily decided to use her newly acquired power from her evolution, and after she gathered her magical power, she created two claws in her hands, one with fire powers and the other with ice powers. But as she continued to gather more magical power, Lily created a fire and ice tornado which clashed and released steam. The leader was shocked by her magic, and the hunters defended themselves with their incantations. But after the mist cleared out, they saw that the outcasts had escaped. After Ren and the outcasts reached a distant place, Vivian casted her magic to ensure the area was safe. But Lily said that Ewan needed to be treated as his injuries were critical. Yet when Ren questioned the older brother about the rise of the outcasts, he told him that it would be a big strike to the demon hunters. Just then, Yazak and Wayu appeared along with the terminal, so Ren assured the wolf they were on their side. But the terminal rushed to him and complained that he was misused. Wayu saw the injured wolf and revealed that she could easily heal him with her cure magic. But the older wolf was skeptical at first, so Wayu assured him of her water magic. She surrounded the wolf in a huge bubble of water and told everyone that it would take some time. So Vivian decided to question the wolf in the meantime, and he agreed since he thought he had dragged them into this mess. However, Ren introduced him as the person who kidnapped Lily, and Yazak got angered. But he explained that they had not harmed her at all, so the wolf revealed that they had kidnapped Lily because of a siren's prophecy. But Wayu was unaware of any such thing, so the wolf explained that demon hunters and outcasts had been fighting each other for a long time. But according to the prophecy, the day of return would approach and the outcasts would gather together, and the number of demon hunters would reduce. And he confirmed that they had captured Lily to gather the outcasts, but Lily asked why he didn't say that in the first place. So the wolf said that he thought she was under the control of Vivian, the blood sect. Yet Vivian taunted her and said that if she would ever control someone, it would be someone stronger and not weak like Lily. Just then, Ewan woke up and was completely healed by Wayu, so his older brother thanked her for it. But in that moment, they were attacked by the hunters again, and Ren defended them with his shield. The hunter rushed to attack, but Yazak grabbed him by his head and crushed him into the ground. So the leader revealed himself, and Vivian and Lily told Yazak to attack him with his strongest move. But Yazak said that they should talk to him and try to negotiate first. However, the leader threw a dagger toward him which hit Yazak in the chest, but it melted as soon as it made contact. So Yazak warned him again and told him to talk things out. But the leader continued to throw the daggers at him. Yazak tried his best not to resort to violence and convince him. But the leader got scared of Yazak's strength and tried to run away, yet Yazak caught him with his spell and flicked him on the head which sent him flying away. Ren asked him if this was how he dealt with his enemies, so Yazak said that it was, and Vivian asked Ren if he had reported this to Raven. The wolves decided to leave, but Waiyu stopped them and asked if they could tell her the original text of the siren's prophecy. So the wolf recited the exact prophecy, and Ren wondered if he had heard it somewhere before. They asked Lily if she would join them, but she claimed she was happy at Ren's home. But just after the wolves left, the female hunter appeared and held Waiyu hostage, and demanded that they let the leader go. However, Mangong appeared at that moment and told the lady hunter that he would take over from here, but he asked Ren to make a deal and let the leader go in exchange for Waiyu. Yet they were still caught as the terminal had reported it to Raven. Mangong showed his concern for Waiyu and asked if she was okay, but she kicked him away and called him her brother while she questioned why he was here. So everyone was shocked to see that Mangong and Waiyu were siblings. Back at home, Ren asked Mangong if Waiyu was her real sister, so he revealed that Waiyu was indeed her blood sister, and said that he cared for her more than anyone. But Waiyu argued that she did not want his expression of love and told him to leave her alone. Ren asked her not to be so angry, but she told him that he would not understand, and she revealed through her flashbacks how Mangong always stalked her and tried to follow her. She also remembered that Mangong had hurt her with his incantations rather than to protect her, so Lily said that he was a stalker. Yet Ren asked Mangong if he was a siren as well, but he revealed that he was an authentic demon hunter, and that their father was a demon hunter with their mother being a siren. Ren still questioned why Mangong was not a siren, so Vivian explained that only the female offsprings become sirens, and she also claimed that a marriage between a siren and a human was already rare, but a marriage between a siren and a demon hunter had never been heard of. Vivian asked Waiyu about her parents and expressed that she would love to meet them, but Waiyu revealed that their parents had disappeared one day, which was why she traveled around the world to find them. So Vivian encouraged her and wished that she would find them soon. Mangong said that he was impressed by the skills of the outcasts since he was unable to identify them before. So Ren informed him that he was only an ordinary human, but Waiyu asked Ren if he had met her brother before, and he told her that he had met him in England. So Mangong asked them about their purpose of visit to Yorkford Castle, but Vivian was not sure if they should trust him and tell him everything. So Waiyu said that he would not betray his sister, and that he hardly met any other demon hunter. Vivian also said that since his IQ was already low, he was not a good spy to begin with, so Ren revealed that they went to Yorkford in order to meet his new tenant, Yazak. Just then, Lily excitedly shared her cast and told him that her ancestors were majestic wolves, but Ren wondered if huskies were also wolves, so Lily was confused and asked what he meant. Ren thought that Lily must not have remembered, so he revealed to her that she had actually turned into a husky before she evolved. But Lily started to cry and roll on the floor, so Vivian said that there was an accurate way to test her blood for her ancestors. She asked Lily to get up and stand straight, and at that moment, Vivian bit Lily in the neck with her vampire teeth. But everyone was shocked and Mangong thought Vivian had attacked her. But Yazak calmed everyone down and Vivian revealed this was the method to check for her blood, so Lily asked to warn her before she does this the next time. Vivian revealed that it was good news and Lily thought she was a werewolf, but she said that Lily had the blood of a royal dog along with a husky's blood as well, so Lily was pissed off, and they started to fight again. Meanwhile, the doorbell rang and Ren wondered if there were new guests at his home, and Mangong decided to open the door. But it was the wolves who had come to Ren's house, and Yuan was shocked to see a demon hunter at Ren's home. So both of them prepared to fight and transformed. But Yazak disciplined them and asked Ren to explain the situation. But even after Ren revealed he was an outer member of the group, the older wolf was reluctant to trust him. Yet he said that his IQ was not enough to be a spy, so it didn't matter, and Yuan laughed at him. Vivian asked them about their reason to visit this time, so the older brother told them that they were here to invite them to join their group. But the outcasts were not amused, and Vivian questioned if he actually believed in such a prophecy. So Yuan tried to scare them and said that they were in the sight of the demon hunters, and that even Ren would be dragged into this mess. But Vivian countered and said that her power would be enough to protect Ren, and they would fight the demon hunters again any day. However, the older wolf took out a shiny piece of gold and said that the countess might need it, so he told them that if she joined them to help, they would equally share the reward. Lily proudly said that Vivian was on their side and would not be tempted by money, but Vivian's eyes shone bright and she was tempted by the gold. But in that moment, the lights went off and everyone thought it was the demon hunter's attack. Ren asked the terminal to check the balance in his account and he found out that he had run out of money to pay for the electric bill.
You're broke!
So Ewan and his brother made fun of them. Ren asked them for any solutions, but Yazak claimed he had not found a job yet, and Mangong said he only had 20 yen in his pockets. So Ren left the room and asked everyone to give him some personal space to think about it. Yet the wolves urged the outcasts to join them. But Lily said that they must work together and find a way to pay for Ren's bills. The very next day, Ren woke up and was surprised that no one was in the house, but his bills were still not paid and even the water in the taps had finished, so he asked the terminal to teleport him somewhere. Meanwhile, Lily started to work at a pet cafe and joined as a temporary employee for the day. But Vivian observed her from the window and vowed to work even harder than her. Yet Yu played her guitar on the streets and wondered where her brother had taken off to. Ren arrived at Raven's office and asked if she would lend him some money, but she was angry at first and questioned why he needed the money. However, she said that since he had worked hard to protect his tenants, she would lend him the money, and Ren was relieved that he would now be able to pay his bills. Ren asked her about the siren's prophecy, and told Raven that he had seen similar scriptures on the metal plate he had found in the dream dimension, so he wondered if the outcasts had any connection with the dream dimension, and Raven confirmed this and told him that most outcasts come from there. Ren was shocked and questioned why she had not told this to him sooner, but Raven said that if he was unable to figure this out, she would not need him here. Meanwhile, Vivian and Yazak approached Yu and asked her to help them earn money in the outcasts' way, so Vivian revealed that with the help of Yu, they would find treasures under the ocean. Yu took them to the bottom of the ocean and Vivian took out an old map she had saved for later. But Yazak questioned if Lily would join them, so Vivian said that she was adaptable and could easily find human jobs. Back at Raven's office, Ren questioned how outcasts would come to the surface of the planet from the dream dimension, and also wondered if he could find a way to get the demon hunters and outcasts to get along. But Raven said that even if he knew all the little secrets, it would still not be enough to make them get along with each other. And she also said that there was no guarantee that all outcasts are good by nature. However, she questioned why he was so interested in this matter and wondered if he was scared by the demon hunters after just one attack. But Ren said that he was not scared and that even though hunters and outcasts are hard to deal with, it was for the safety of his tenants. So Raven agreed and said that since he insisted this much, she would send him to the dream dimension next time so that he could investigate by himself. Ren was excited, but Raven warned him that since the gap between the two worlds was greater, he would experience some bad symptoms. Ren asked if his magic immunity was one of the symptoms, but Raven asked him to send a report about his symptoms and said that it was part of his job, and Ren sighed in exhaustion. He teleported back to his home but was surprised to see that the electricity was back, and as he entered his home, he saw everyone had prepared dinner for him, so he questioned them about the electricity bill. The outcasts said that they worked hard all day to earn money and paid off the bill. Yazak said that since Ren was upset, they wanted to make up with him, so Ren was happy with their efforts, and Lily asked if they have now proved that they could protect him all the time. Ren agreed and Lily revealed a cake she had learned to make at her new job, yet she claimed that even though she always used to only eat, she did not want Vivian to make fun of her. So Ren praised her and Vivian said she had prepared a lot of food today. Ewan and his brother watched from outside and thought everything was taken care of, so they left the place and vanished. Ren revealed to everyone that he would go to the dream dimension and Yu wondered if she would find some clue about her lost parents there. But Ren questioned the whereabouts of Mangong, so Yu said that he would be available if he would need him. And she also said that Mangong never considered other demon hunters as his partners. Lily asked Ren if she could come with him to the dream dimension, so Ren announced that they all could accompany him if they wanted to. Lily got excited and started to dance in happiness, and Vivian asked Ren to take her to the dream dimension as well. She claimed that she wanted to go to the dream dimension, but since she was the most ancient among them, he asked her about her memories of the place. However, Vivian said that she was very forgetful and thought that if she would go there again, she might remember something. Yazak and Yu said that they also wanted to participate in this trip and get to know about the dream dimension, so Ren agreed and said they would all go together. Meanwhile, Mangong climbed a snowy mountain to dig out an old savings fortune he had buried at the top, but when he was almost at the peak, he saw polar bears who waited for him, so he cried out for help. Back at home, the cat stepped onto the terminal and it said that it was time for him to think about some important things. But Ren thought that there were always cases of emergencies, so he thought he would introduce the newest tenant to everyone. Vivian asked if it was the egg and Ren agreed to her, but he was unable to find the egg anywhere and asked everyone where it was. So Yu pointed out that she had seen the egg in the basin of the kitchen. However, Lily was present in the kitchen and it seemed like she had put something on the stove on high heat, and it appeared as if she had boiled the egg.